Okay. Do you want to save just the audio?
Connecting. That should do it. Okay, it should be saving to the drive.
Okay.
So,
do you want to do the intro then?
As far as audio. Sure. Let's do the intro.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting from Ottumwa, Iowa, it's Claus and Convo. The show that can rope, hog-tie you, and castrate you in less than a minute. I'm your host, Dante Padfoot.
Okay, then. I am Striker Chiguar.
And boy, oh boy, do we have an awesome show for you today. Not to mention, today's the first time we're actually going to be recording the audio version of it, so you can listen to it in your car or on your iPod, whichever you want to do.
Eventually.
What do you mean eventually? Once we get it
Once
recorded?
I get it figured out what to do with hosting.
Yeah, we still have to get like something to host, like the download options for like the audio files.
We could do like Podbean, but that for a file this big it costs money.
Mm-hmm. So we're
gonna start looking into that.
Okay. We're going to be recording the audio version, also broadcasting over Strike Pod Radio. I think it is right now, isn't it? Okay, so if you happen to listen to Strike Pod Radio, thank you so much for listening. Pretty much the most awesome radio show ever, and not to mention the most awesome furry podcast that ever has been around. A little quick shout out to my friend Kai, who is watching right now. Since the Ustream chat isn't working, he's just texting me during the show. So if you see me on my phone a lot...
We do have the IRC working.
We do have the IRC. Too bad we can't post a link to it on the Ustream.
Well, it's on our site, so we do have a link there.
Okay.
clausandconvo.blogspot.com.
If you go to... Yeah, that'll give you all the links to all the IRC and stuff like that.
And so, Hematite suggests doing stick figures. Which I might end up doing when I manually upload to YouTube.
Yeah. As you can see, well, no, like as we record the audio version, we could just like do the animation. Do these little stick figures with the ears on them, and well, at least we'll be more furry then. We'll look more furry with the stick figures than we will with. Okay, just so you know, if you can't tell, the quality is horrible. It's not usually the case. For some reason.
This week and last week, your internet has been a bastard. Either that or it's just been Ustream being a bastard.
One of the two, because some evil little gremlin is sucking up my bandwidth, and I'm not sure what it is. I should probably change my password.
We can't even be sure it's on your end.
Yeah, it could be...
It could be Ustream.
Or it could be Mediacom. Didn't you say something about Mediacom? Yeah, we're not even 100% sure what it is. So if you see the audio quality or the video quality, you're just like, oh, that's crap. This is not usually what it's like, just so you know. This is just kind of a little temporary thing. This is the best we can possibly do with the bandwidth that I have right now. And there's probably going to be some delays and stuff like that, but at least we can deliver the show for you. Because, speaking of which, we do have a pretty awesome show for you today, and it's going to be awesome. Because we have quite a bit of news from Flavor. We have some...
indeed.
We have some... you know how much... You guys know how much I love to go to the Fur Affinity forums and in search for... some stuff that points people are making.
You find some strange shit.
Yes, I do. Well, that's why it's fun. I mean, if you don't find strange stuff, then life isn't worth living. Little words of wisdom right there for you. Excuse me while I get more coffee. Because yes, I did in fact drink an entire cup of coffee before the show started.
Remove that freaking picture-in-picture thing.
Yeah, last week.
There we go.
Last week we actually had Liam Wolf here. But we didn't have an intro. I did the intro and then we there was something messed up the recording or something, so it didn't actually record the intro. I don't even remember what I said. I said something like kicks you in the balls and doesn't even apologize for it, something dumb like that. But anyways, for those of you who saw last week's episode and didn't hear an intro like this one, we usually do intros, but that time it just didn't record it, and we just decided, So people who were watching it live got to see the intro, which is usually the case, which, by the way, if you watch it live, you're awesome, because it's so much better to watch it live, because at least when the Ustream chat is working, you can get involved in the, discussion.
IRC is working.
Yeah.
It's always working. It never breaks.
IRC always works.
It never fails.
It's made of iron.
It's always there.
It's made of iron. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, we got some great topics. Here's something else I found. There's a comic of To the Ranting Griffin's adventures, like the stuff he said on his his comedy stuff.
I have not seen this.
Here, look, there's a picture of it. I wonder how I can get it to you. Maybe I just need to open up the IRC chat so I can.
Yeah, you totally need to open the IRC chat for once in your life.
I need to get some kind of IRC client on this. Okay, here we go.
You can get free ones on the internet.
Well, you can get
browser-based ones.
You can get anything free on the internet. You can get free Russian prostitutes on the internet. And they don't have to be Russian. They can be Ukrainian, which, by the way...
And who so often fail to take advantage of the free shit on the internet. Prostitute.
Speaking of which, here's a little random piece of advice for you. If you ever meet a Ukrainian, never call them Russian. They will get so mad, because I used to work with a whole family of them, and they got really mad when people would call them Russians. Just a little advice for you. If you ever happen to come across this big, gigantic Ukrainian dude who could kick your butt, Anyways.
Even the little Ukrainian guys are pretty...
They're crazy.
Yeah.
This friend of mine I used to work with told me stories of when he used to live in Minnesota.
Kick you in the balls and won't even apologize.
There we go. They can hog tie and castrate you in under a minute. I had a friend who was Ukrainian who his family used to live up in northern Minnesota, and what he would do is he'd play chicken with semis on his bicycle. I'm not kidding you. He would get so close to the semi that he'd just go head on to the semi and then at the last second turn out of the way. It was insane. I never saw it, but I can't even believe that. He said that he actually used to get so close that he would scrape up against the semi. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? That is... I've done some crazy stuff before, but that's just insane.
Yeah, they made a comic book based on him called Deadpool.
What about the comic book Deadpool?
Deadpool is... you know who Deadpool is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of random.
Well, it kind of fits because he's completely insane.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he is.
Of course he's not Ukrainian.
Them Ukrainians, man, they are crazy. Have you ever seen... do you know there's a game out for it right now?
Mm-hmm.
Everyone says it's pretty good. It's fairly decent, apparently, but I don't know.
Maybe they should give it a Breaking the Fourth Wall later.
Yeah. Much what happens in Deadpool all the time.
Yeah.
Anyways, I got a text from my friend Kai, who is a kangaroo. He says, "Rue wisdom of the day. The government that..." Wait, hold on. "The government that has no enemies of note, yet spends more on its military than any other, fears its citizens more than any other." Okay. That's pretty true, actually. And there's something else Benjamin Franklin said. Yeah, I said Ukrainians are crazy, and he says, so are Italians. I never really met any crazy Italians except for, Kai, whose family is, he is Italian descent. But he's crazy because he's a furry. Furries are crazy. They just are. It's just simple as that. But I don't know. Yeah, for those of you who don't know the schedule of the show, we're going to be doing about half an hour of banter, and then we're going to go into... I didn't really get any gaming news up, so I think there's not really much to talk about right now in the gaming world, so we'll just go ahead and skip that. And we'll just go into news for however long we feel like it, and then we'll go into the discussion topic, which is the part that a lot of people stay tuned just for, is where we go into deep discussion about a certain topic in the fandom, and whoever's in the chat room can also get involved. And... if we ever get any emails, we can read emails. We sometimes get emails, but really not that often. I mean...
We sometimes get an email from a bear saying that it's email.
Yeah. At least it's something. I mean, that makes me happy. Oh, boy. But anyways, this is a little rundown of what we're going to be doing today. If you might want to stay tuned for the discussion topic, just so you know. It's the best part of the show. It's my favorite part of the show. But yeah, it's just right now we're just going to be talking about random stuff. So what else do we want to talk about? Stryker, how was your week?
Blah.
Summed up in one word. Blah.
Yeah.
Here was my week. Harry Potter. Because I'm getting one of my friends into Harry Potter, so she'll come over every other day and we'll watch one of the movies because I have all of them on DVD. and like there's been nothing but Harry Potter in my brain for like the past so long. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I mean, I've always been a big Harry Potter fan, so I'm not really complaining that much. Something else to mention. What do you guys think about the idea of having the microphone? This is something we just recently changed as suggested by Hematite Bear. I'm having the microphone like underneath my mouth, and if you guys can hear me just fine, then I'm going to keep it this way, because then you can actually see my mouth, my beautiful lips moving.
Yes. I always tell you, you're getting too close to the microphone.
Well, you know, I'm always too close to the microphone.
It's in your face.
I make love to it at night.
You stick it off every night, don't you? I know you foxes.
Yeah, foxes are sluts. They pretty much are.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Well, I mean, it's not weird, but it's just, you know, it's crazy is what I'm trying to say.
It's surprisingly accurate.
Little FYI for you, me and Pharaoh Fox are the only two straight foxes I've probably ever met. Well, I guess there's one other. Foxheart, which, by the way, is going to be our featured artist of the week today. So, which is going to be awesome. Anyways, Foxheart is another straight fox I've met. Other than that, there's like two other straight foxes I know of. Period. It's like a really big stereotype, you know, for foxes to just be gay. Kai asked how the IRC works. Just so you know, if anyone's having trouble getting the IRC to work, you need a client for it.
You can get them for free. If you're really lazy, you can just go on to MIRC. Just Google that; you'll find it.
What is it?
MIRC. It's a browser-based client. You can also get the ChatZilla plugin for Firefox, or you can download Trillion, which is along with being a good IRC client, it also combines all your other instant messaging clients into one package. So it's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, this says download MIRC. So, did you say it was an online client?
It might not be the client I was thinking of, but
okay, there's probably like a bunch
of
different clients.
If you look at like web chat or something like that, just Google IRC browser-based. Should find something.
Okay, and you said there's like the link to it on the website then?
Yes.
Okay, I've never actually used an IRC chat before. Browser IRC.
But like I said, you know, Trillion is a free program, which is pretty awesome.
So do I type in something for the IRC, or do I have to link it? Click on the link.
You'll need to.
Could I just like type in Clause and Convo?
What are you doing? What?
I don't know.
I don't.
I don't know what's real anymore. This is what happens when I try to do things.
What? Go to anthrochat.net. I think they have a browser-based thing there that will go directly to the channel.
IRC network. Here we go. So, okay.
Go back up.
And do chat now.
That'll work.
Okay, so go to AnthroChat and do chat now, and could we just go to the Clause and Convo type thing?
Use this thing right here.
Okay.
Into your nickname, and go to channel, and go to Clause and Convo.
And
do the trick.
I think I got it.
You're in.
Your nick isn't registered. Sup. See if that actually works. What? Yeah. I'm still having trouble with this. Don't let me do anything. I suck at everything. Especially computer-based. I'm just going to sit here and drink my coffee. Tony the Otter says hi. Oh, Tony the Otter. Hematite Bear has a boyfriend who he's trying to turn into an otter. So, hi, Tony!
Type /join hashtag Claus and Convo.
/join hashtag no spaces?
No spaces. Well, space after join, but
right there. Okay. There we go.
Now you're in.
Sup. There we go. Yeah! I'm in the IRC!
Aren't you special?
Oh, I'm so happy! If I get happy about stuff like this, I wonder what else I would just get happy about that's stupid. I don't know. Oh, I could get happy about the fact that there's a paw print on my guitar now.
Easily amused.
I am so easily amused. Foxes are easily amused. They just are.
And distracted.
Yep, Kai says he got converted. Wait, seriously?
Converted.
As in, you actually turned him into an otter?
You evil devil worshipper, you. You used witchcraft.
That's awesome. I'm actually... Where's the fox plushie? Where is the... Okay, hold on.
Get the fox.
I'll just put it right there.
You're plucking me.
Might have to move it back a little bit. How about I just put it like... I just put it like up here or something.
Yeah.
If that'll stay.
If you can get him to stay.
That's good enough. As long as I don't bump it. I can just barely see it on the camera. Don't you dare.
I'm testing the integrity of this.
Don't knock him down.
Balance.
Don't knock... His name is Robin, by the way. Oh, there we go. What if I just hog tie and cast? I mean, no, just hog tie him.
Yeah, just
to
tie.
I will, if I can actually get this. I don't know. We'll worry about it later. But, anyways, yeah, we're supposed to.
This is what we call an off episode. Yeah.
This is a little bit better. What if we have him move my sunglasses? There we go. There's a little fox plushie. I don't know if you can see him because the lighting is not that great.
That'll work.
But it's fine. Anyways.
You can see him on the screen, on the thing. Whatever. People listening can't hear it, but see him.
Yes, Kai, he actually is named after Robin Hood, so I just call him Robin. It could be a woman or a guy. So now he's a sweet transvestite from transsexual Transylvania.
And maybe he's just a herm.
Have you ever seen Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Might have.
I'll take that as a yes.
Possibly. I've heard of it.
It's pretty awesome. It's basically a movie that was... It was based off of a musical that is pretty much the most offensive it can possibly be on purpose. And it's so awesome. Like, you know, some people wouldn't get it. They're just like, why is this great? But you got to watch it and just watch it. Don't take it too seriously, and you will have the best time ever. It's got meatloaf in it. Basically, the premise of this is there's just a newlywed couple that gets like stranded in the woods, so they go to this mansion and ask for help, and they end up getting stuck in the mansion. That's kind of random.
That's the wrong song.
Are we playing it or something?
No.
Okay. Anyways,
my brain is wandering because of everything breaking. Everything is broken. Except a pathetic video stream.
The video
NERC.
stream?
That's all.
Which is weird. I don't know. Anyways, the premise, like, they get stuck in this mansion and end up, like, the entire movie is based off of, like, the stuff that they see in this mansion and the stuff that they encounter. It's pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie. If you haven't seen it, check out Rocky Horror Picture Show. It was made in the 70s. Tim Curry plays the main character who's a transvestite, which is, like, the most awesome transvestite I've ever seen. There's so many songs that it's more of a musical, actually. And Meatloaf, the rock singer, is in it. and there's a scene where he rides out on the motorcycle, and it's such a weird movie. And then Tim Curry's character runs over and stabs him to death for like no freaking reason, and then they cook him and eat him.
Where the rubber meets the road.
It's so strange.
A terrible pun.
It's so strange, but I love every minute of it. Me and Rachel Benson, like, she's just like, if you haven't seen Rocky Horror Picture Show, I'm bringing it over, and I'm strapping you to the couch and making you watch it, and I was not disappointed. So, you know, little tip for you guys out there. Check it out. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But it has such great songs as the Time Warp song. Let's do the Time Warp again.
Okay.
I love that song.
We know.
No, you don't.
Yes.
You haven't seen it.
We know you love that song.
Yeah. Have I sang that song before?
Yes. It's constantly... it's constantly radiating from your brain 24/7.
That makes a lot of sense. There's a lot of stuff that's radiating from my brain constantly, like
beta particles.
Well, yeah,
you're radioactive.
Let's see.
It's giving me cancer.
It's giving me cancer. No, actually, Kai, what you should do is call us on Skype later. I guess.
Yes, I think Skype should still work fine.
Skype should work. I mean, I don't see any reason why. In theory, Skype should work. In theory,
but just to be safe, we'll not do the video call thing. We'll just do audio.
Just
to
be
safe.
Audio.
Normally we'd go with the video, but
yeah. But the reason I mentioned that is because Kai just texted me and said that he should do a speaker call, and I'm like, oh no, you should do a Skype call. But we should save that until later in the show.
Why wait?
I don't know. He says mink tits. Yeah. Well. Well then. Now that's off of your chest.
Only does have a very sexy mink character.
He does. Yeah. He has a very sexy mink character. He wants to meet. If we go to Midwest Fur Fest, I'm going to get a commission of his character and my character, like his mink character. Oh, that'd be awesome. She's got like green eyes and red hair. Oh man, she's so cute. Yeah, okay, here's something for you guys to think about. What furry-related things do you do in your spare time? And I'm trying to think of something besides looking at artwork, which everyone does in their spare time, especially when they're on the computer. But just think about something like, because there's a thread here that asks that question, like, what do you do in your spare time when you're bored? Furry-related things. This guy says, I don't know, go to FA, draw, scratch yourself, anything. Mostly because I'm bored and you all can make a change. But what does that mean? I don't know.
Think about it. It'll come to you.
Mostly because I'm bored and you all can make a change. I don't know.
Just keep thinking about it.
I'm not going to think because my brain will explode.
That's why you need to think about it.
Don't hurt yourself.
Because that would be comedy gold. It just suddenly explodes.
That was a very comedic explosion.
If your head explodes, what would come out of it?
Candy. Candy would come out of my head, and you all would enjoy eating it. Or fox fur, because my brain is full of fur. By the way, Kai's on Skype, so if you want to go ahead and open it up. Yeah, just so you know, we're going to leave your video off, because I don't want anything else to suck up the bandwidth's worse than what it is. You'll probably have to add us. Just add us, just Claus and Convo, no spaces. Yeah, if you want to call us on Skype later, there's an opportunity to say it as well.
I got to turn this thing off so it doesn't loop.
Okay,
there. Okay, we're good.
So we'll just wait for you to add us, and then you can give us a call whenever you're ready, and we'll just, you can say a couple things.
Dang.
So this is a guy that I went to AC with, which, by the way, yes, we are going to be talking a little bit more about AC.
And remember, if you want to call in.
Yes, we
here.
We There's the
info right here.
I hope that
Claus and Convo.
I hope that it's clear enough. Like, does it broadcast
It's just clear enough
that you can read
in this low quality bullshit to be legible. On full screen.
Anyways, yeah, you can also email us if you want. We will be reading the email on the show. You can email us anytime you want. We check the email definitely before the discussion topic starts. So, there's one that we could do. But yeah, Kai says, if my head explodes, a bunch of little foxes will pop out.
Probably. No, immediately start reproducing. It'd be like the Tribbles from Star Trek.
They'll immediately start reproducing.
You'll open
Don't
the door.
feed them after midnight.
You'll open the door and just be piling out. You'll need a backhoe to get out of it.
Oh, that's a lot of little foxes. They're breeding like
Tribbles.
Like what?
Tribbles.
What's a Tribbles?
Trekkies would get it.
Oh, I'm not a Trekkie, unfortunately.
They are this cute little fluffy, mostly harmless creature that don't stop reproducing, and do so very, very, very quickly.
Really?
Yeah.
That's scary.
The Enterprise had some issues with Tribble population.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Star Trek is honestly like really, really awesome.
Yeah.
I never really gotten into the universe of it, but it's always fascinated me. I should probably get into it, like start watching like the old 60s Star Treks or the late 60s Star Treks, with the original crew. I heard the Next Generation was okay, but it's not quite as good as the original, It's
the original.
Yeah.
It came first.
Exactly.
It has bragging rights.
That Doctor Who was right before Star Trek? So Doctor Who was before Star Trek, officially. And actually, Doctor Who was broadcast, the first episode of Doctor Who was broadcast, a couple days, I think, after JFK's assassination. So they didn't get many viewers. Yeah, I was like, holy crap. Obviously, they didn't anticipate it, but, Troubles no likey Klingons. Oh, by the way, with the, Hematite Bear says, where are the pics you got from Anthrocon? I thought you had them on your wall behind you. Well, here's the thing. I can't get my iPod to charge, so that also means I can't get it to connect to the computer. So all of the pictures that I took of AC, I can't see them and I can't get them on the computer.
We showed pictures last week.
We showed a couple pictures, yeah. So, I don't know. I mean, you could check out the last episode if you want, but I'm not even exactly sure where it is. By the way, it's
on YouTube.
All the old episodes are on YouTube if you want to check them out.
For the most part, except for the ones that got muted or something.
Yeah, stuff like that happens.
Yeah.
It's weird. What kind of...
Content flag.
What was it like?
It's like...
Look Left music or something?
Because
I know they probably wouldn't care.
It wasn't Look Left, but I think like CD Baby and all those other publishers get kind of antsy, asshats about that kind of stuff, and they usually they'll just put a little link in the little thing in the description telling you who the artist is and whatnot.
Okay.
But sometimes the YouTube bots will mute the audio.
Yeah.
And it'll be completely no sound. That's actually that's happened once so far, and I've had to actually play some music.
Tony the Otter is sharing a keyboard with Hematite Bear.
I completely spaced out.
Spaced out? What do you mean? Oh, we actually have Kai on there now. Yay! Kai, you can call us anytime you're ready and talk about a couple things.
I will call you.
Oh, you will call him?
Yes.
I should probably turn up my...
Yeah, just so you can hear.
Hey,
hello.
What's up? You are live on Claus and Convo.
Roar! Hold on for a second. I gotta do stuff with my stuff.
That would be the first thing you say.
Well, stuff your stuff and get the stuff...
And the stuff.
And stuff.
And stoof.
Hold on, I gotta fix my audio shit.
My brain stopped.
A lot
speakers,
of... No. What happened?
My brain...
What in the butt?
Indeed. My brain stopped working for
I could honestly, later on, honestly, from my phone, I could actually link you guys. I could actually upload stuff from Skype on my phone later.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah, to you guys, to your computer later on, because I have pictures from AC.
Cool.
On my phone. So if you guys stay on afterwards, or I don't know what I'll do, but later on I might log off a Skype from here and like maybe upload pictures to your Skype.
Mm-hmm. That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, we did end up showing most of the pictures. We showed all the pictures Striker took last week. You know, just on like the little screen on the side. But you know, we could always use more because who doesn't want more pictures of AC? I mean, come on, that's pretty cool. AC
actually,
was like
most
awesome.
of the pictures I got are just of people in fursuits and people I hugged.
Just as awesome. I mean,
yeah,
everybody likes fursuits.
It's always funny to actually watch your guys' video while it's like a 30-second delay and actually just hear you guys.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
So I just mute your thing and just listen to you guys from this.
You were the first person to ever do that correctly the first time, because most people when they call, they don't mute the show and they're just like, there's feedback and stuff. We're just like,
remember, I was on the show at one point, so I kind of know.
Yeah. Well, that's good. Yeah, but like most people that have done it before, you know, they're just like, oh hey, you know, and then we could just hear the show running in the background. We're like, just
I go, oh god, my ears. Next Friday, you guys are doing a show next Friday, right?
We do it every Friday.
I might be able to make it.
Ooh! You hear that, ladies and gentlemen?
Awesome.
We might be having another host.
It all just depends on it just all depends on how much money I get from my check.
Yeah. That's usually the case.
I gotta pay my phone bill, which is like $90 to like $130, and then I gotta save up $100 for my car insurance payment. But then after that, I get paid just a few days after that, so I might be able to make it to that one as well.
Oh yeah!
So
that's awesome.
But it'd be like a 2-week interval between me going. So yeah, because right now I'm like almost running on fumes.
Yeah.
I have no money.
I know how that is.
I don't have any money either. So
I'm paying my mom back for a tire right now.
Oh god!
Last week I had a flat.
And you lent us so much money that you didn't have any extra money to the tire.
And the tire was so bald that it was scary.
Yeah, I'd imagine so.
Sorry about me actually kind of running out of money at that point.
Oh, it's like not your fault.
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
All right.
Which, by the way, tell people who have never been to AC or never been to a con what your first con experience was like.
Awesome. I have ADHD, so I was a little overwhelmed. And as the days went on, honestly, as Hematai said, I got better with it. But
you just like relaxed more and more as you went.
Like the first day, my head was spinning. But by the end of the trip, I was also ready to go home.
Oh yeah.
You know what? While Pittsburgh is a nice town, I like being in the Midwest because I could actually walk. Okay. Through Des Moines, my hometown, basically the capital of our state,
it's pretty close to your hometown.
I could walk from the south side of Des Moines to the north side of Des Moines, across highways and stuff, and not get hit by a car.
Or shot.
Or raped, you know.
Well, actually, as long as you stay out of the east side.
Yeah. East side.
No.
What is the east side of Des Moines, like the bad side of town or something?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
You have not been to... Yeah, it's trash.
Aw.
If any of you guys that are listening ever go to Des Moines, do not go to the east side. Near the only place you should ever go is near the fairgrounds.
Yeah.
And I remember one year, they had that one issue, Kill Whitey.
Yeah. Kill Whitey?
Kill Whitey night.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
What
also,
is that?
Hematai, if you're listening, you totally need to come to Iowa for the Iowa State Fair, because it's badass.
Ooh, I'm going with Rachel Cobbler and a few other friends.
I might meet you there a couple times.
Ooh, yay!
Nice.
That's gonna be fun. We need to find out any of the other furries that are going to Iowa State Fair so we can all meet up or something.
When does that start?
I think it's the August 8th?
Mid-August, I believe.
It's 8th through the 18th.
Dude, Dante, at the end of this week, if you guys could make it, the Indianola Balloon Classics are starting and you guys should totally at least try and make it for one day.
Oh, that would be cool.
We should do that.
Also, too bad you couldn't come to Indianola, because it's bike night tonight.
Oh, I'm not really big into bike nights. Me and my dad never have been. It's mostly just a bunch of people that get together and just talk about
and get boost.
Yeah,
boost up.
I mean, people. There's two kinds of motorcyclists. There's ones that are riders, and there's bikers. The difference is that riders do it because they love riding. Bikers do it for the image, and most of the people that do bike nights are bikers,
Those guys are losers.
Yeah, and they mostly spend all the time talking about they're just like, man, they bring out like a jacket with a bunch of patches on. They're like, yeah, I got a patch.
I just look at you and say, you know what? My dad's probably met a bunch of you guys. He runs our county jail.
Yeah. But like these bikers, they'll show up and like they have these patches, these big vests full of patches. This is something my dad said. It's hilarious. He's like, yeah, I show up and they say, man, I got a patch from every cafe within 100 miles on this jacket. And it's like, what?
It's like, you're a loser.
I've gone like almost 1,000 miles in one day without stopping on a bike, and that's actually an unbelievably incredible feat for somebody my age. I'm not even joking. And my dad has ridden with so many people that just, after they go a couple hundred miles, they're like, I just can't take this anymore. I think we should get a hotel room. And, my dad has ridden like 1,100 miles in one night on a motorcycle. And I'm just like, there's a difference between riders and bikers. Anyways, you can continue about your dad being the county jail guy.
Oh, yeah, he's been working in law enforcement for 30 odd years, and he's just been running the jail. And honestly, if my dad didn't run this jail, it would fall apart.
Probably. I mean, your dad is amazing.
My dad is pretty boss. But anyway, I'm trying to think of other things to say.
If you want, you can call in again later in the discussion topic portion of the show and bring up something.
Turns out that there is another furry from Indianola.
Really?
But he's living up in Minneapolis right now. But he'll be back in Iowa for school. And I was like, holy shit! He's only I think I probably went to school with this guy. I never knew.
Huh? Is he like around your age then?
He's 19.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
that's awesome. As far as I know, there's only one other furry in Ottumwa, and she doesn't seem to be very social. Never met her in person. What's
ironic is he's a bear.
Oh, I see.
It's like
bears are awesome. Just gonna say. But anyways, yeah. If you want, you can think of a discussion topic for later in the show, and you can call in and we can just talk about it over Skype. Just go as long as the theme of the show is we'll go as long as we need to, and just until we run out of stuff to talk about. So there's no set schedule or anything when it comes to the discussion topic.
I'll just think of other words of wisdom. I'm really good at that.
Yes, you are. That was pretty awesome. But anyways, yeah, I guess we can go. It's about time to go into news here because we're about 15 minutes over.
Yeah.
But it doesn't even matter.
Oh shit!
It doesn't matter. Nobody cares.
You can stay in the line.
People like the news segment.
Are there other people in your apartment at the moment?
There were. They were out there like talking about D&D of all things, which is pretty cool.
Oh God!
But I don't know where they went. They kind of
D&D is the shit.
They kind of just left without even really saying anything, so I have no idea where or when they left or where they were going. So I don't know.
You should go chase them down and beat them with a cane.
I should.
Okay. I'll talk to you guys.
We'll talk to you later.
I'll watch the show and talk to you guys in a little bit.
Okay. You can call in later if you want to, because we'll be ready during the discussion topic. So
yes.
Talk to you later. Oh yeah, that was my good friend Kai Daliani from Indianola, Iowa. That I think that was the second time he's ever called in. He's hosted the show with us one time. That was like episode 15. It was way back when. But yeah, it was a good episode. And if he actually ends up making it down here every once in a while, like every other week for the show, it would be awesome of him to do that. Because then we can have an extra.
That'd be cool.
Because we always need. I love his opinions about stuff because we need more people that can bounce ideas off of each other. Because me and Stryker, we just kind of generally agree about furry stuff, you know.
Pretty much.
So it's awesome when he's here because he has new views on stuff that we haven't even really thought about, and he brings up stuff that's really, really interesting. Yep. So he's just all around a really great host. So props to you. Looks like it's about time to start the news segment. Actually, that was about 15 minutes ago. But whatever, I'm sure you guys don't care. At least I hope you don't care. So here we go. It's news time. Oh. Uh-oh.
We have a crash. Just
Did it...
Your computer is starting to rub off on my laptop here. That's
all we're trying to do is play the news theme, and it just crashes.
Okay, just go ahead with it.
Okay, guys, we're just gonna go ahead and start. Usually we have a news theme, but it's just not even worth it. I don't want to deal with this right now. Okay.
No one does.
No one does. So, okay. I'm your welcome to Claus and Convo News with your anchors Dante, Patfoot, and Stryker Chiguar. We got some great stories for you today. I don't think I'm...
Nope.
It doesn't stay up there. We get...
The two fox for the fox.
I'm not going to read the forum posts on the news segment because it's not really news. It's mostly just discussion stuff. So we're going to start off with a thing from Flayra, which, by the way, Flayra is the best place to get furry news.
Let me fill this up here.
It's spelled Flayraah.
There we go.
And just go ahead and look that up.
See it there?
So here we go. Well, actually, I'm going to read the Pittsburgh Reacts, but I better link this in the chat room.
Okay.
You can read that one if you want to. Once we get this through, bring it in the IRC here. And in the IRC, there is the link for the news story if you want to go ahead and open it up. Okay. Pittsburgh reacts to Anthrocon 2013. Pittsburgh's appreciation for Anthrocon was proudly advertised on the active block of shops, restaurants, and bars by the David L. Lawrence Convention Center. Many had windows and signs marked with "Welcome Furries," cartoon foxes, and furry-themed specials, which I have a lot of pictures of, actually. Hanlon's, next to Fernando's, even served breakfast in souvenir dog bowls. Yum.
Yep.
One block over, I enjoyed a friendly lunch with Flayra editor Green Reaper, which we also talked to, and almost got away with joking about my stories without revealing they were mine when someone else brought up San Francisco furry activity. Identity confusion came from the fursuit I wore when we met earlier. Fursuits and furry names have confused me many times too. It's a reason for badges and nothing to be embarrassed about. This can lead to benningly painful and revealing situations. I experienced the latter on an airport shuttle. The driver of my outbound airport shuttle complained about his company was asked for a special deal for Anthrocon, but they denied it. To his disappointment, his appreciation contrasted with a passenger on a previous hotel shuttle. The shuttle mostly held congoers, having friendly, animated conversation, and invited a middle-aged woman to get unusually chatty with strangers. She was a bit mismatched among nerdy guys. We talked about traveling to Europe like Prague and her amazement at seeing music handwritten by Beethoven there. Loving art was a nice way to relate to each other. She asked about our reason to come from places like San Francisco, and she made fun of tourism to a place like Pittsburgh. We explained that it was for a convention. What kind, she asked. For nerds, I offered vaguely. That's what I say a lot, too. Yeah. As we pulled up to a hotel, she saw a crowd wearing ears and tails. Oh, are the furries in town? She said in a slightly scandalized yet amused tone. Who? I pretended. Yeah, who are they? Some other passengers snickered. You might be among them, someone said in the back, but she didn't hear. Oh, they're creepy, creepy people who pretend to be animals. Like what do you talk about when you dress up like that? I just laughed and asked if she saw that on the news. Yeah, probably. After the driver got my fursuit bin from the back, I made sure to say goodbye. You're right, I said with mock horror. I totally saw them. As two wolves walked by, but she was already clued in. She gave me a huge apologetic smile and waved. Oh, so she was talking to this guy and she didn't know he was a furry. Yeah. In the headline, I didn't say what kind of reaction happened in Pittsburgh. Hoarding t-shirts for profit and calling furries creepy can make things ambiguous, bring to mind the term two-faced, or invite cynicism about capitalistic interests, but at least positive advertising is a start, right?
They feed on our tears.
But I remember how
the lady... That's a taste of Dan Hatton.
A taste of what?
Whatever this is. I don't know.
Dan Hatton. I have no idea what that is. But random. I remember... Okay, I'm going to continue. But I remember how the lady on the shuttle smiled. We made a good impression on her, but she knew who we were. She seemed genuinely sorry for judging. It makes me believe that whatever people think they know about furries, they are not hard to win over. When no other city gives such a welcome, it's a step forward. The con was far too big for me to report on beyond this tidbit. But I'd say that I love that word tidbit. But I'd say the dance competition was worth a trip by itself. If I met someone who wanted an introduction to furries, I'd show them the amazing costume dance talent on display. Did you go to Anthrocon? What reactions did you notice? Okay, I'll tell you what. I saw a lot of people on the street that there were people that would wave at us and go, "Oh, hey, it's the furries!" You know, they got really excited. And I was like, that's so cool, you know, despite what they actually think deep down, at least they're being friendly to us, you know, at least they're being tolerant. And that's a big step from, you know, whatever it used to be, where wherever we went, we were just rejected. But yeah, it was so awesome seeing all this entire city that was welcome to furries. And all we ate at Hanlon's Cafe repeatedly, by the way. It was like the best cafe ever. If you ever go to Anthrocon, check it out.
Your computer's giving me problems.
Again?
Yeah.
What else is new?
Again.
What kind of problems is it giving you this time?
Crashing when I try to
Is it cheating
find
on you?
my stuff. I don't even... I just...
I don't know how a computer can cheat on you. With a Mac! Dun, dun, dun!
Yeah. Guy's trying to send pictures. So if
you
want to, I'm going to log into Skype on my laptop here. And
okay.
As soon as I get on here, you can send them to me.
Send you the...
Send me the
stuff.
The pictures and stuff.
Oh, you're talking to Kai? Okay. But yeah, anyways, like I said before, if you haven't been to Pittsburgh, it is an unbelievable experience during when Anthrocon is going on, because it's just, you know, it's like a whole city, this thing. You know, everyone in the city knows what a furry is. You just, you know, despite, like I said earlier, despite what they really think about furries, at least they're being tolerant, you know. And we talked to a guy in Subway that was like, you know, all the way across.
It was not a Subway.
No, I'm talking like the guy that was serving sandwiches in Subway that we ate at one Subway. Yeah.
The restaurant.
No, we didn't go on a Subway. We went to the restaurant Subway. Sorry. I forgot it's a big city, so but yeah, we just talked to the guy at Subway, which was like halfway across town. Well, maybe not that far, but it was, you know, really far from the convention center.
Yeah.
And we're just like, "Oh yeah, by the way, Anthrocon is going on right now." He's like, "Oh, really?" You know, he didn't realize. So like the whole city just enjoys the furries when they come to town. I don't remember what the numbers were, but Anthrocon brings like millions of dollars, something like that.
40 million.
40 million to Pittsburgh every year, which is so cool, because a bunch of rich furries will go to Anthrocon just all, you know, at these cafes, and all the businesses around there. It's so cool. I really can't wait till more and more cities start doing this, and it will happen in the future, because the furry fandom is slowly growing, you know. So yeah, do you want to move on to yours, or are you still working on this?
Yeah, I can get started on mine.
Okay. And you can keep sending the pictures, I guess. So, anyways, go ahead. All you.
Rabbit Valley reveals new digital items. Dragon's Horde titles. One moment, I gotta click something. No, I don't want to update Skype now, you idiot!
It's like updating iTunes. They ask you like every single time you open it, "Hey, do you want to update to Skype 10.5.6.7?" You know, you're like, "No." There will come a day when I will update Skype But it is not this day! This day we fight! Hey, that actually rhymed. I'm a poet, and I didn't even know that I was.
You're a poet and didn't know it.
That's something my friend Willie says. It's actually really funny the way he says it. Anyways, continue.
Rabbit Valley reveals new digital Dragon's Horde titles. Rabbit Valley Comics has expanded its digital product offering to include short stories by Graveyard Greg, digital versions of To the Ranting Griffin stand-up comedy videos, as well as audio collections by Jack Rabbit and 2. Rabbit Valley launched digital items store this February with novels by Alto and Wolf, and a host of comic books, including Spoo Presents titles, Circles, Fast Voice Delivery Service, and The Royal Tale.
Once you're done with this article, I got to read something hilarious that Tony Otter just posted.
Okay.
But continue. I'll try not to interrupt too much.
To the Ranting Griffin, just who I am. Which I think when we got home, we were watching this, and I just fell asleep.
During the middle of that, like we got back from AC, and the apartment was clean. We're just like, well, I really can't sleep that much. It's going to be difficult to sleep, so we just started this DVD that Stryker just bought.
Yeah, had a shot of schnapps.
Yeah, we did.
Put in Just Who I Am.
It was honestly like one of the funniest ones he's ever done. Like, it was.
Let
really
me read
good.
this.
Okay.
To the Ranting Griffin's new stand-up comedy act is available on DVD for $20 and Blu-ray for $25. He may not be president anytime soon, but if you were willing to put a crown on his ankles and lift his skirt, he'd definitely be one more meltdown town toward the wind and 5 sheets of beer shorter than the shiftiest cracker box to ever wrap a truck around the ham gods.
What the actual...
That was the most complex comedy paragraphs I've ever read.
Props to whoever wrote that. That was good.
See, who Mailbox Brooks.
Oh boy, that was great.
Yeah.
Anyways.
No, that paragraph made perfect sense. You're just about to have a seizure. Join to the Ranting Griffin in his usual my brain's not working. Cavalcade. Skipping that word. Whatever.
Yeah,
absurd. Well, my brain recovers. I'm having a seizure. Filmed for the first time at Furry Weekend Atlanta. I guess that's just a little
Furry Weekend Atlanta. I want to go there someday. That sounds really cool. I know Atlanta, Georgia is kind of far away from Iowa, but I still want to go because everyone says it's a great con. Anyways.
Wrapping a truck around a ham gun.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Okay, let me read this again. If you were to put a crown on his ankles and... Okay, he may not be the president anytime soon, but if you were to put a crown on his ankles and lift his skirt, he'd definitely be one more meltdown town toward the wind and 5 sheets of beer shorter than the shiftiest cracker box to ever wrap a truck around the ham gods. What? What?
No, that's definitely something to put on the back of the case.
Is that on the DVD? Or
I
is
think
it not?
so. I think
That's
it's
funny.
on the back of the case.
Okay, that's funny. Anyways,
ow!
I'm gonna have a 6-pack by the end of this show.
The artist responsible for the fring cover wishes to remain anonymous. However, he did request that we quote them, "Bunnies are crap. All proceeds go to bunny euthanasia clinics. When Trenton Griffin Studios applaud his choice of charities. We at Rabbit Valley Comics find this kind of toilet humor funny.
Nice. That's pretty cool. Anyways, I got a pretty awesome thing to read that Tony Otter just posted in the chat room. Oh, excuse me. Okay, yeah, for those of you who are watching the recorded version and are not in the IRC, this is pretty funny. This is in regards to the article I was reading just a while ago where, the woman didn't know he was a furry and kind of talked bad about him. Well, this is what Tony Otter says. Nice article. Reminds me of story at FWA, Furry Weekend Atlanta. Got on an elevator with my tail on, but it was hidden by me behind the corner. He was in the corner and his tail was hidden. 2 other women citizens got on going up. A few floors up, a furry got on in costume and got off on a floor room next floor. The 2 ladies started just chatting away like, "Oh my god," and my floor was next. As I exited the elevator, I shook my tail and said, "I know," right to them. The look on their faces was to die for. Nice job. That was great. We're getting a 15-passenger van so we can all van pool to the cons. That would be awesome. Yes. If everybody just van pools there.
We have a problem.
Oh, hold on. That doesn't have anything in it.
We need the singularity.
If there's anything left in here, it's cold anyway because it was from last week.
Cold and moldy.
Yes, it is. Anyways, yeah, that's pretty awesome. Like I was saying before,
Yep. I want to do what the Renton Griffin did in an elevator once.
Oh yeah, do you want to tell that story?
So his story. He's in the elevator. He had his dealer's badge. And he's
because he's
on this particular yes, and on this particular day he was having a little bit of a cold, so he had some cold pills in his pocket, in his inside pocket. and this one lady who was clearly freaked out by the events freaked out with the furries everywhere, and she reads his badge. She's like, "You're a dealer? You're a drug dealer?" "It makes the animals go away."
I love that.
"I think it's wearing off."
That's great. Yeah, this woman, I've encountered so many people in the elevators that are just freaked out because at Midwest Fur Fest, it's just in a hotel. It's not in a convention center. And they have really good elevators. It's a hotel that people use for business all the time because it's near an airport. So people will stay there. They're on business, in suits with their giant suitcases. And they'll just go on an elevator with a bunch of fursuiters. They're like, "What?" They don't say anything, but you can tell by the petrified look on their face that they are not having a good time. And it's so funny to see. Yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, those are. I love it when that happens. It especially happens at MFF because, like I said, it's AC. There's a lot of furries in the hotel room, but it's not. They're not nearly as many as in the convention center. Which you have to have a badge to actually get into, as far as I know. So, yeah. You want to show that picture on the
the
screen?
Show it.
If we can. Anyways, I can go ahead and start reading the next one, but this is let's see. Launches for some survey, runs reaction tests at AC 2013. Anthropomorphic Research Project have launched members of the Anthropomorphic Research Project have launched a new online survey about fursonas to answer questions furries and psychologists alike have been asking, covering the relationship between furries and their fursonas, including the perceived function and fursonas, the way they manifest themselves for different furries, and the extent to which furries see their fursona as being similar or different than their own personality. This would be extremely interesting. I'd very strongly advise all of you to check this out. I'm going to link it in the chat room. This is just the Flera article, but I'm sure it like there's a link somewhere on here. If not, if you're just watching the recorded version, just Google it. ARP Fursona survey. Just look that up and participate in this. I'm probably going to participate in it because this is actually a really important survey that I think would reflect a lot on the Fursona issue, like what they've been saying. But I'm going to continue reading here. Participants who must be 18 or over have the option to enter a draw for a $50 Amazon gift certificate in return for the 30-minute survey. The group is also running reaction time tests at Anthrocon 2013 in the West End on Friday and Saturday, focused on how furs see the complex relationship between human beings and animals on this planet. The team is still signing participants up for their existing longitudinal survey. I probably pronounced that really wrong. But yeah, I think this is the same group that was doing the surveys, because me and Hematite Bear had to wait in line for like 4.5 hours for registration because we didn't pre-register, and we paid for it hardcore.
You got to get the most out of Flying Con.
Yeah, we did. And little piece of advice for you guys: next convention you go to, if you do go to a convention, pre-register. I promise you it will be so worth it, because the only reason I didn't pre-register is because I wasn't even sure if I was going until it was too late. So you might want to do it early. Not only do you do it, for a much cheaper price, like they have a discount if you do it online, pre-register, you don't have to wait in line so long, and it's so much easier. But yeah, definitely pre-register. But, back to the story, we had to wait in line for like 4.5 hours, which I had fun because I was doing magic tricks with my cards to some people, and I made some friends, and we played hearts. It was really fun. And they gave us surveys. Like there was a guy in a lab coat. Headshot? Ooh, that's pretty cool. Who does that? Oh. Ooh, That's really cool. Ooh. Oh, that's sexy. That one's really cute. I remember Kai showing me a picture of that. But anyways, yeah, there was a guy in a lab coat just like giving us the surveys, handing them to us. And it took us like an hour to complete it. It was a really detailed survey, but that was the best place to do it.
You got this one free.
Oh, that's Kai's piece of artwork?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe I already saw that, but I was too busy thinking about my commission to actually worry about everyone else's artwork.
Yeah.
So now that I'm actually like calmed down and accepted it, I saw that. I was like, wow, that's really awesome. I'm jelly. Was it just a print, or I don't remember. Anyways, Tony Otter.
The headshot was free.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here's something from Tony Otter. One of the reasons I am going Otter, right, I really do not match the fandom's definition of rabbits. Also, after talking with Bear, I have so much more in common with otters. Yeah, that's true.
We're a bunch of derps here.
Hematite Bear has a really good talent for knowing what animal somebody is. Like it's seriously like supernatural how good he is at that. One of the things we did in the car when we were bored was just name celebrities, and we would say, what animal is, Johnny Depp? I think he was a raccoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. He just said it like just he's a raccoon, and we're like, holy crap, that is so right. It was so awesome. It was remarkable how well he did this, and I was really impressed. But yeah, usually when Bear says you're an animal, a certain animal, he's probably right.
Yeah.
So yeah, just thought we'd say that. Let's see. We have some other news articles. This one, I'll do the ARP survey later. But I guess we can end the news segment by somebody tattooed Gangnam Style on themselves.
Kill yourself.
Oh my word.
Kill yourself.
Oh boy. Okay. We're going to end the news segment by announcing the winners of the 2012 Ursa Major Awards that were announced at Anthrocon 2013, which I didn't actually get to go to because we were kind of busy. There was a lot of shows I didn't get to go to because there was so much going on there.
And traffic, and we had to drive.
Yeah.
Never again.
I never want to drive through. Well, I didn't actually drive through it. It was you that did all the driving.
Yeah.
But, I never want to drive through downtown Pittsburgh. It must have been horrible. Okay, here we go. The winners of the 13th Annual Ursa Major Awards for the Best Anthropomorphic Literature and Art, published in 2012, were announced July 5th at a presentation during Anthrocon 2013 in Pittsburgh. 1,113 people voted, a decrease of about 37% compared to last year. Oh well, at least we got enough people voting. Best Anthropomorphic Motion Picture, Brave. That's pretty cool. I actually, for those of you who saw Brave, I thought it was a great movie. It actually made me teary-eyed by the end. It was a really good movie. Like, the characters in that movie were so deep. Like, you see that and you're just like, oh, it's just about, a feminist or something. No, it wasn't about that at all. It was about a girl's relationship with her mother. Oh, my word, it was so good. I really liked it. I need to get it on DVD. Best Anthropomorphic Dramatic Short Work or Series. My Little Pony Friendship is Magic. Woo. Best Anthropomorphic Novel, Flight of the Star Phoenix by Bernard Douve. Okay, that's pretty cool. Haven't heard of it, but I should check it out. Yeah. Best Anthropomorphic Short Fiction, Dangerous Jade by Malcolm Cross. Best Anthropomorphic Other Literary, Slightly Damned, Book 1 by Sarah Chu Wilson. Best Anthropomorphic Graphic Story, Slightly Damned by Sarah Chu Wilson. Nice. Best Anthropomorphic Comic Strip. Here we go. House Pets. Oh, yes. I love House Pets. I have 2 of the books signed by Rick Griffin.
Oh, nice.
I love House Pets. It's a really good comic. Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about it. If you like anthropomorphic, if you just like furry comics in general, check out House Pets. It's seriously so good. The characters are so awesome in this. The artwork is really good. During the first, few story arcs, it's black and white, but then it gets into color and it gets really good. It basically plays on a universe, like the universe of House Pets is the idea that all house pets, like dogs and cats, can walk on 2 legs and can communicate with humans like through normal speech. Like they're basically sentient beings, anthropomorphic animals who are like this tall. And they're basically like kids, They just treat them like they're kids. And it's really awesome. I'm surprised that no one has ever delved into that idea before, or at least that I know of. It's probably been around before, but, this is the best rendition of it I've seen. Best Anthropomorphic Magazine, Fuzzy Logic Podcast.
Did you link this?
Oh, I did not. Well, I'm not going to link it after I announce everything. Best Anthropomorphic Published Illustration, cover by Ruckus for Green Fairy. Okay. Best Anthropomorphic Game, The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Dawnguard. Wait, why Dawnguard? Because it came out this year? Or last year?
What's in Dawnguard?
Vampires.
Vampires.
And werewolves. But there's already werewolves in Skyrim. I was just like, just Skyrim in general.
It came out this year.
Well, 2012.
It's a recent release. That's why it's on there.
2012. Or wait, was it 2000? Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Because these are the awards for 2012. Best Anthropomorphic Website. Big surprise. Fur Affinity. I don't know. Fur Affinity is great, but I only use it because everybody's on it, I'm sure if everybody actually switched to a different furry site, it'd probably be better, but whatever.
Like Weasel.
Yeah. Anyways, so those are the awards. I'm going to go ahead and link this in the chat room for you guys to go check it out. Like I said, check out House Pets. It's awesome. I love it. I have 2 books signed by Rick Griffin that say, to Dante. It's really great. Let's see. There's a picture here on the article of 2 people that have people from the guys from Fuzzy Logic that have their awards. It's pretty cool. But yeah, that's pretty interesting. I us at Claws and Convo like to support the Ursa Major Awards as much as we can. As soon as the voting was open, we announced it. As soon as it was about ready to close, we announced it.
We support anything that's furry.
Exactly. And, so I'm...
Pretty much.
Anyone that voted, props to you. And I guess we will just go ahead and move on because that is about the last of our news segment. I got to open up for Affinity so I can get Foxheart on here.
Yeah.
It's like in my mirror. Oh, staring back at me. Okay. Wait, crap. I just typed in Foxheart instead of Fur Affinity. Fur Affinity. I'm probably already signed in. Yep. So let me go to Foxheart's page. And then I'll link it for you so you can show a bit of his artwork. We did feature Tirka, who is in fact his father. Wait, hold on. What did it say? Dang it. I'm sorry, guys. This might take me a little bit. I should have done this ahead of time. Foxheart. Now I'm paying for it. This user has voluntarily disabled access to their user page. If this is your user page and you would like to re-enable it, you may do so by logging in and re-enabling it. Let me see if I actually follow him.
Are you sure you're not misspelling it?
What? Okay, let me do who I'm watching, because I might actually watch him. Nope, but let me go to Tirka's page and see if... Turn back any... No, it's on here. So go to Tirka's page.
We did feature Tirka.
We did, yes.
Episode.
But this is his son, who also does really good artwork. So I thought we'd feature it. Because, like I said, he does commissions. I think, last time I checked, he does commissions. Sorry, guys. This might take a little bit. I'm trying to get this up. We might just have to do this next time and see if we can actually get his artwork, shown. But anyways, the artist of the week today. Next week we'll just do
we're going to start doing
artists of the week.
We're going to start having everything ready ahead of time.
Yes, we are. So we can actually post it.
And be sure it works.
Oh, we don't have an FA page for our podcast. We should do that.
Why?
Well, because then if we post it on FA...
More for me to deal with?
Well, no, if we post just the audio, then to post it on FA...
there's still a file limit there.
There's what?
There's a file limit.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know. Maybe we should... How would it work, though? If we had an FA page... We can't upload videos, can we?
Not at this point.
We could upload links and journals and stuff.
That's about all we could do.
Yeah, I don't see any how it would help us out very much. It'd kind of just be an extra thing that we'd have to keep up with.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe we'll do it if we end up getting more requests for it. But for now, journals with all the articles.
Yeah, we already kind of do that.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe FA isn't the best place to post the journals. Yeah. So maybe that's just me. I don't know.
If this thing only lasts 20 or 30 minutes, it might be plausible to use FA.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah. Anyways, I guess it's about time for our 10-minute break, because 10 or 15-minute break, depending on how late we are. But yeah, if we're if we're a few minutes late, don't freak out. We'll get in here eventually. But yeah, once we get done from our 10-minute break, we're going to go into our discussion topic, which you need to stay tuned for that because it's pretty awesome. If you're watching the recorded version, you can just be lame and just skip ahead. But if you want to listen to awesome music, you might want to stay tuned. But yeah, if you guys want to give us ideas for discussion topics or call in on Skype during the discussion topics, we'll bring up our contact info here in a minute. But we do check our email right before we start the discussion topic in case anyone sends us something, an idea for something. Or if you're in the IRC, you can just do it there, and we'll stay as up to date as we possibly can with the IRC when people are saying. But there is, in fact, at least a 30-second delay. So go ahead and email us at strikepod.studios@gmail.com. We'll bring up the contact info there for you. And Add us on Skype at Claus and Convo. No spaces. A-N-D, I think. Claus, A-N-D.
Convo, yes.
Yep, spelled the right way. No little ampersand or whatever that thing is called. I think that's what it is.
It's an ampersand.
Yeah, that's what it is. But anyways, we'll see you guys in approximately 10 minutes. Stay tuned because the show is not over yet. Oh boy, is it not over yet. So, yeah, we'll see you at approximately 6:29 or 6:30 Eastern or Central Time. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in a little bit.
Well, I'll send this off to a break with Look Left, the new album. Waiting.
Oh, yeah. This is I like Look Left. So we hope you guys enjoy. We listen to them a lot during the trips, back down here, because Stryker got a CD. So anyways, there's the music of Look Left. We hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you in 10 minutes or a little bit more.
Waiting for buses,
how lazy we are.
Waiting for planes, waiting for doctors to patch up your pains. Waiting for lovers, waiting for peace, waiting for waiters and lazy police. The guessing, don't look at the clock. The hours are laughing, the months only mock. Waiting forever is only a crime if you find that waiting is wasting your time. And through all this waiting, we don't stop to see if the reason we're stalling is reason to be all the things place in our minds we're wanting to be. But make sure you're in the right line, and someday if we wait, we'll be fine.
causing a commotion, cause they are so awesome. Narwhals swimming in the ocean, pretty big and pretty wide, beat a polar bear in a fight. Like an underwater unicorn, they've got a kick-ass facial harm, they're the giant of the sea. Narwhals, they are narwhals, narwhals. Just don't let them touch your balls. Narwhals, they are narwhals, narwhals. Inventors of the shish kebab. Narwhals swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion, cause they are so awesome. Narwhals swimming in the ocean, pretty big and pretty wide, to beat a polar bear in a fight. Like an underwater unicorn, they've got a kick-ass facial harm, they're the Jedi of the sea. Narwhals, they are narwhals, narwhals. Just don't let them touch your balls. Narwhals, they are narwhals, narwhals. Inventors of the shish kebab.
I want to know before I start talking.
Yes, sir.
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Narwhals by Weeble Stuff from YouTube. The same channel that did Badger. Mushroom. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the one and only Claus and Convo. Also broadcasting over StrikePaw Radio, but most of the time just broadcasting over Ustream, and also uploaded to YouTube. So yeah. Anyways, that was a pretty awesome video. I think what we wanted to start doing from now on is we're gonna, like, at the end, like, instead of, we'll just do that, like, at the beginning of every single, like, as soon as we're done with the break, we're just gonna show, like, a short, funny video that has something to do with anthropomorphic animals. Yeah. I don't know. Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be, but it's just we're gonna try to make it furry related.
Funny, furry-ish videos.
Yeah, and like I said, we're gonna find videos that are funny. They don't have to be furry. But yeah, we're just gonna do that every week from now on. So what
happened to the random picture?
The random picture?
Like cheesy balls.
Yeah, well, we need to start doing that more often, because that was a really fun little fun thing that we used to do.
That lasted a whole 2-3 episodes.
Yeah, we need to start doing that again. If we can find funny pictures, we can. Anyways, welcome to the discussion topic portion of the show. My favorite part of the show. We're kind of just going to be talking about a couple things, couple smaller topics, but I want to start off reading something from a Fur Affinity article that will branch off into a discussion topic. Where is it? Okay, here we go. This says, by the way, just saying, there are no lifestyle requirements to be a furry. Very often, furry news seems to think that in order to be part of the fandom, they have to make changes to the way they act or live their life, as if the furry fandom is some sort of cult or something. I have news for you. You don't. There's a list of things you got to do when being active within a fandom. You don't need to buy a fursuit. You don't need to walk around with animal accessories like collars, bells, etc. You don't need to walk around with ears and tails. You don't need to walk around with garnished furry-themed clothing. You don't need to make animal sounds. Okay. You don't need to have a fursona. That's another one that we can stress. You don't have some kind of responsibility to go to cons as if there's some kind of mandatory pilgrimage. I like that word. You don't need to like everybody else who's a furry. You don't need to look up to someone who's considered a pillar of the furry fandom by other people if you don't feel like it. And by that he means, like, celebrities, like Uncle Kage or something. You don't need to look up to him to be part of the fandom. You don't need to date exclusively within the fandom. The only thing you need to do is be a fan of anthropomorphic animals. And this is really interesting because this is something I've always said. Someday, one of these days, we need to make a big furry slider. Like, how furry somebody is. And we'll begin with the absolute minimum is you just need to, somebody who likes anthropomorphic animals. Is it, furry?
The fur scale.
Yes. Yeah, the furry scale.
I think it exists already.
Yeah, but
probably.
Something he said, which is really interesting, you don't need to have a fursona. That's very true.
Want to see something crazy?
The bear
Hematite just sent us a link here.
Oh, wow. Have you checked the email, by the way?
No, I'll do that in a minute.
Okay. Well, whenever you get around to it, it's fine. I'm not stressing.
Folks have been all on Twitter about a giant fossil rabbit found on the Spanish Isle of Minorca.
Minorca? Yeah.
During the past week. But there's also another oversized animal announced in the same issue of Journal of Vertebrate Paleontology that has so far gone unnoticed. About the same age as the behemoth bunny, this other giant lives alongside some of our own close relatives in northeastern Africa. If the suggestions of the scientists who discovered it are correct, this creature might best be described as the bear otter.
The freaking bear otter.
I'm not going to read this whole thing, but...
Yeah, it's kind of long. Anyways.
It is linked in the chat.
That's freaking awesome.
It's a bear. It's an otter the size of a bear.
What, does it have like the skeletal structure of a otter?
It's the size of a bear.
Wow.
7 foot tall.
Holy cow. That's awesome. Seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I never even heard of anything like that. It was recently discovered. So
thanks for sending that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, going back to the persona thing, like, you know, like I said, the thing that makes you a furry is if you say you're a furry. That's the thing that makes it. Like, you know, to be part, you don't have to become an active part of the community or anything like that. Although, I would strongly advise you do that, because if there's one thing I like to stress on this show, it's that the community of furries is unbelievably awesome. It's like supernatural how awesome the community of the fandom is. But you don't absolutely have to get involved in it if you just don't want to be a part of anything. If you just want to live your normal life and say, hey, I'm a furry, you know, you don't have to create a character, because you know, personas, the idea of creating a persona was just kind of started by a few people and eventually became just a common thing. It's not a requirement of the fandom. Although, you know, it's another thing that makes the furry experience a lot better.
I can kind of relate this to being an atheist.
Mm-hmm.
The bare minimum requirement for being an atheist is to not be convinced that there is a god or gods.
Because the word atheist just means without a god.
Yes.
So, yeah.
You doesn't necessarily mean you have to be liberal or humanist. You could hate everyone and everything. Or be a humanist. That doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's, you know, sort of the same thing. It's just...
Mm-hmm.
You know.
And, let's see what else
and
we can
there's
say.
just different sorts of colors and variations and sizes and shapes and whatnot.
And sizes and shapes.
Yes.
There are different colors and sizes and shapes of furries.
Yes.
But yeah, that's a good point. Like that's the way it is with most things that you can, you know, get into. You don't have to like delve into the community and like, you know, be an active part of it to be considered a furry. It's really all up to you. This is a really good point. I just like to think about this, you know.
And you don't have to like Screamo to be a metalhead.
Exactly. You can like certain
Screamo
kinds of metal.
sucks, by the way.
I've never liked Screamo. I can listen to some of it. Like, you know, some of it is really good.
If you're gonna have words, have words.
Yeah.
No.
Amen, brother. Oh boy. Somebody said, I know you mean well, but this is a forum post, so this is like replies to all this, what he said. I know you mean well. Sorry again. This is secret. I gotta mention the people that do this. SEEKRIT. I know you mean well, but even if this was part of the registration page, new fags would still ask the same stupid crap as always. It makes my face sad. Okay? Anyways, this is a pretty cool thing that I just like to bring up. You know, it says the lifestyle requirements of being a furry. And another thing I was going to go to later, like, I'll just kind of, you know, transition into this. But to begin with, we can talk about you don't need requirements, and then it goes into what it's like, the idea of living with a bunch of furries. Would you want to live in a furry run house, apartment, complex, city, town, state, etc.? The furry run community, or not just an online community, but as a physical community. But yeah, we can kind of transition into that. But to begin with, yeah, there's no requirements for it. You pretty much said most everything I can. There is kind of a lifestyle being a furry, and I will advise anyone who is a furry to actually explore the possibilities, because it's really, a lot more awesome than it looks. I promise you. The furry community is a proud community, but we're not pride in the sense that we don't, we're just we're better than everyone else. We're proud as in, we're proud of what we are, is what it is. And if you ever have problems, with, man, everyone makes fun of me for being a furry or whatnot, go to this community where there's thousands and thousands of people that are just like you, who will, have probably been through the exact same things you're going through, trying to be a furry in a non-furry world, which is the name of a documentary on YouTube, by the way. It wasn't that good, but at least it had a nice concept, and it was really awesome. But yeah, just being a furry.
Wasn't Kai going to call in?
Eventually, if he wants to get involved in the discussion that we're having, he can go ahead and give us a ring. Just saying.
Yeah.
Anyone can give us a ring if you want to say something about what we're talking about. If you have something to add, and you can add us. The contact info is right there. If you can't read it, just add us on Skype at Claws and Convo. Not an ampersand, spelled the right way, and no spaces.
With letters.
With letters, not symbols. Claws and Convo. And you can also email us at strikepod.studios@gmail.com. So, yeah, anyways, this is just something I like to talk about a lot, where I stress almost every single episode how much I love the community. And that's one of the reasons. One of the reasons is because if you're already in the fandom, furries will do anything to help you out with whatever you're doing, simply because you're a furry, not because they have to like you first or if they know you ahead of time. The fact that because you're a furry, they will help you, and the community is the most friendly thing that I've ever experienced in my life. You walk up to any random furry and start talking to them, and you can have a really good conversation and just move on to a different one. As opposed to the regular world where passing bystanders don't want to have anything to do with. They just I don't really want to talk to anybody. And this is going to seem kind of random, but it kind of goes along with this. This is one reason I love old people so much, is because I work at Hy-Vee, which is a grocery store, and I talk to people. My job is to talk to customers and stuff like that. That's part of my job, and I love the people I talk to the most are the old people, because living their entire life, they have figured out what's really important in life, and that is enjoying the company of your friends and family and loved ones. So you talk to almost any old person. There's two kinds of old people, but I'll get into that later. If you talk to the nice old people, you could sit there and just have the greatest conversation with this random old guy at the store for hours if you wanted to. They just enjoy talking to people, and sometimes they don't get that because today's community just doesn't like talking. It's kind of strange, I guess. It's really annoying.
Old people also have a lot of stories.
Oh yes, they do. I've talked to a lot of veterans that have some amazing stories about when they were in the war and stuff. And man, it's one of my favorite things to do, honestly, is talk to old people and ask them about stuff like that. And what I said before, there's two kinds of old people. There's the really bitter ones that feel like they were cheated in life, and they feel like their life has been passed by, and they're just bitter about everything. They're the kind of old people that get upset when there's a certain kind of product that's not on the shelf, and they raise hell about it. Just come on, And then there's the nice ones, which thankfully, at least in Iowa, there's more of the nice old people than there are the nasty ones. But yeah, it's pretty cool. I love talking to them because most of my extended family is at least middle-aged or older, and they figured out what's really important in life, and we just have the best of times. So, yeah. There's my 2 cents. Ka-ching! By the way, the discussion topic is nicknamed the Jar of Pennies because everyone throws in their 2 cents. Or maybe it's just me throwing in a bunch of, 2 cents at a time and just, hey, look, there's only Dante's pennies in there. Maybe there's a couple of Striker's pennies in there, but... Because Striker and I generally agree about most things. When it comes
to... Except I throw quarters in.
Well, then I guess we'll just have to call it the Jar of Change.
When I make a point, I make a point.
Yeah, that you do. But yeah, anyways, that's a pretty cool... what were we talking about before we branched into old people? I think we were talking about the community.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just talking about how...
Talking to...
The community works like old people do, is where they just enjoy talking to anybody. You just walk up to a random furry, and they'll talk to you, Who is it?
My dad's trying to call me.
Okay.
During the show.
Yeah, people always try to contact me during the show and text me.
Oh, look at that. Severe thunderstorm warning has been issued for Centerville, Iowa until 6:41.
Ooh. Well, so it's past 6:41.
Yeah. It rained, apparently.
Okay, then. Oh, look at that.
Look at me.
Here
I yell at people for not silencing their phones and...
Yeah. Shame on you.
I'm a dick.
It's fine. I'm sure it wasn't. I'm sure it didn't go through the microphones or anything. Which, by the way,
it's better than vibrating on the microphones and blaring a Confederate horn. Like some people we know.
That was so loud. We used to have Liam Wolf on here all the time, and that was his ringtone. Was a Confederate horn. And he had it turned up really loud. And whenever it went off, he was texting people during the show.
Just to be a dick.
Whenever it went off, all the microphones would pick it up because it would echo through the entire room. It was that loud. And every time it went off, we're like, Liam Wolf, come on!
You go slipping dog urine.
Oh boy.
We're sorry, we love you.
Yeah, I love Liam Wolf to death. He is some of the best. By the way, we should turn down the music just a bit because a lot of people can't really hear what we're saying very well. Because that's a little bit better. Thank you.
You're not welcome.
We've had Hematet Bear was actually telling me that a lot of times he can't really hear us because the music is kind of loud.
Yeah,
but it's cool. I mean, I think it's a lot better now. If you guys are satisfied with it right now, then let us know. Hematet Bear just posted, what is it, Clause and Convo in clauseandconvo.blogspot.com in Greek. Is that what it says? What it is? Does it say Clause and Convo?
Apparently.
I would imagine
I'm
so.
guessing.
So if you look in the IRC, there's Clause and Convo in Greek. In case you're curious. In case you've always wanted to know what Clause and Convo is in Greek.
I don't speak Greek.
No, I don't either. Well, I know some people that have studied Greek, but that's about it. They don't really actively speak it. They just have studied it before. Which is pretty cool. Anyways, I guess we can kind of transition into the next kind of topic here. And this is posted by Ozriel, Ozriel, in the Furfinity forums. Would you want to live in a furry-run house, apartment, /complex, /city, town, state, etc.?
I would.
Yeah. Just like the permanent anthropomorphic thread, this will be a mega thread for those who want to live in a furry-run house, apartment, complex, city, town, state, country, planet, galaxy, etc. Would you want to live in a furry household with all of your closest furry friends? An apartment complex with every occupant a furry? A city filled to the brim with a furry population?
Tony says, for us old folks, it's hard to hear all of you over the background music.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'm sure it's a little bit better now. It's kind of nice to have it in the background because, we have
ambiance and dead air.
But, I think in the future we do need
I could do this.
Whoa!
But I'm not going to, even though I just did.
I apologize for Striker's behavior. Anyways.
See, that's what's going to happen if you start to ramble out of control.
Well, I'm sorry.
Just Just so you know.
In the future, I'll try not to ramble out of control. Anyways, continuing on. You jerk.
That time was just...
Will you let me read this?
I was just trying to be an asshole that time. Please continue.
Okay. A city filled to the brim with furry population. A state with nothing but furries, and the annual celebration of your furriness in the form of a festival. Ooh, that's pretty cool. A country with nothing but furries. Ooh. A planet with nothing but a diverse crowd of animal-headed people. Whoa. Or a massive galaxy with all the habitable planets' populations just furry.
It would need one hospital, 100 mental health clinics, and a lot of veterinarians.
Yes, that's something we talked about a while ago. Like, if anthropomorphic animals did exist, would they need, like, doctors? Because, you know, they're part animal, part human.
We already need special doctors.
Yes, we do. Furries are already not even completely human. Anyways, how would this impact your life if you lived in such a place? Do you think the furry environment will be good, bad, or mixed? Do you think that it'll be a recipe for disaster or something that will be an enjoyable experience? If it were on a larger scale, country, or planet, do you think other countries would nuke it? The answers are limitless. Which is true. That's something to think about. What if there was a complete, we've talked about the idea of a city of just furries. Or a town, maybe it's smaller than that. But just like, you know what I mean. And what if somebody hated furries so much that they just straight up nuked the entire thing? And like a huge chunk of the furry population was gone. That'd be terrible.
I could see that happening.
I could see that happening, yes. That's crazy. I mean, it's, terrible to think about, but...
I can see a jihadist riding a nuke like it was a bull.
Yup. Indeed. That is funny. I mean, it would be tragic, but it would also be kind of funny. As much as I hate to say it, I'm a terrible person for saying that.
It's terrible to say this, but suicide bombers are kind of funny.
You know what? They kind of are. That is really horrible of us to say. I apologize for that joke, but we're just going to keep going, because screw you, that's why. If they did, the anthro cockroaches would be fine. Ooh, that's what Hematite Bear says.
Yes.
The anthro cockroaches would be fine. Good point. That would be funny if, like, all the people... Like, Kage... Well, he's a Japanese cockroach, but I think they're pretty much the same thing.
Japanese samurai cockroach.
Yes,
scientist.
Indeed. Anyways, yeah. Maybe Kage would survive.
If there were a bunch of Kages running around...
That would be funny.
After the nuke would go off, they'd be like, oh, we're fucked.
Okay, let me think about this. If there's a bunch of Kages running around, that means he would have to be very good at reproducing.
No, he's a scientist. He just cloned himself.
You know what? That's a good point. I never even thought about that. Bunch of little Kages running around, or maybe his head exploded and a bunch of little Kages came out. Don't feed them after midnight. Okay, here's somebody named Fallow Fox that replied, I wouldn't want to live in a building with exclusively furries because I don't want to go out of my way to live in a building of people who are exclusively anything. It seems an odd choice to me. However, a galaxy of furries would be excellent because then at least we'd know the answer to the question, is there life out there? Good point. That's something that's pretty cool to think about. He's got a point though. I honestly wouldn't want. I mean, it'd be fun for a little while to live in a house of all furries because furries kind of live differently than everyone else. They live more of a more open. They're extremely open-minded. That's what it is.
Let's put it this way: not necessarily furries precisely, but furry like people.
Yeah,
for similar mindsets and way of. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's something we could also go into the discussion about, like trying to figure out what we're going to try to define what the furry lifestyle is. Like, if somebody says, what do you mean by the furry lifestyle? We're going to be like, well, we'll talk about that, but we'll do that later when we can actually think of it better, because I haven't really tackled this topic yet. But yeah, anyways,
I really would enjoy living with a house full of furries.
Heck yeah, that would be fun.
Because number one,
it'd be a party.
If you're going to want to go to a convention,
everybody go together.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a good point. And
you can set up fursuits in the living room.
Mm-hmm. You know. That'd be so awesome. Like Bear was saying earlier, he said, excuse me.
And you'd have awesome internet because, furries
need internet.
Need to have awesome internet.
They need to have their prawn.
Yes.
But yeah, just get like Bear was saying earlier, he'll just get a 15-passenger van and just have everyone go to the convention at once. That'd be so cool. But yeah, of course.
You know what would be cool? And get an RV.
Ooh.
And just get a bunch of furries to live in it.
Ooh.
And it'd be like the furry gypsy van or something.
The furry gypsy van. Somebody please draw that.
Yes.
If I ever get a van, I'm going to have my dad, because my dad's a professional sign painter.
On second thought, living in an RV with a bunch of furries.
That would be pretty...
kind of sticky. Old sweaty sticky.
Oh, okay.
Maybe a little bit other kind of sticky, but...
Anyways, moving on. But yeah, that's... I mean, it would
Page 8.
It would... Yeah, refer to page 8. That would be kind of cool, but it would be kind of cramped.
Yeah.
Maybe just not so many furries in one spot. Of course, even living in an RV...
him and Tate's lived in a house full of furries, and all I can say is, new DDR.
Nice. That's awesome. But, yeah, if I actually ever get a van, my dad is a professional sign painter, he hand paints signs as a business, and I'll just have him paint the furry gypsy van on it. And we'll just go to cons and be like, hey guys, we're the furry gypsies. We're here for AnthroCon 2014. It would be so awesome.
On the bus.
We'll just be selling, furry gypsy stuff out of our van. You'd
free
be like,
pot.
Free pot. Anything that gives free pot away would be the coolest thing ever invented. Just saying. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
It's like the anti-free candy. Almost. Sort of. Except in some situations.
Candy is dandy, but...
liquor is quicker.
Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker, and weed is... What is weed? Candy is dandy, liquor is quicker, and weed is...
Weed is weed.
Weed is weed.
It's... high.
And weed is... high? There we go. I don't know. I'll work on it.
Weed is fluffy.
Weed is fluffy.
I don't know.
Makes your brain fluffy.
This is how a stoner would describe it.
Yeah.
How fitting.
Exactly, because I am in fact a stoner. If you didn't tell by just the way I talk, I am in fact a stoner. But anyways, yeah, this is a pretty cool concept. Something we've definitely talked about before, the idea of a furry town, and I was always saying how awesome that would be, because they'd have celebrations. Instead of cons, they'd just have a celebration on the square. And people would be walking around in their fursuits all the time, Oh, that would be so awesome. I can only imagine, how awesome that would be, seriously. But yeah, in the meantime, all we can really do is dream and just pretend whenever we go to a con, I guess. So I guess we can move on here. Okay, next topic.
When we talk about furry homes and furry, communities, I just like to think of a convention as going home.
Yeah, it is. That's pretty true.
MFF last year I mean, that really redefined the definition of home.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's also something we can discuss. Like, it would feel more at home if you're around furries because you're with people that, you know, are just like you. And, you know, like, we were playing a song, like, in the pre-show, you know, Post-Con Depression, PCD by
Bucktown?
Bucktown Tiger. I almost said Hematite Bear.
You fail.
Bucktown Tiger. There we go. And he was singing that song. I was like, yeah. I mean, most people can relate to that. Honestly, AC was not quite as bad, you know. You know, AC, when I went to AC, it was really awesome, and I'm really glad I went, and I'm definitely going next year. But I didn't really get PCD because the community just wasn't quite as strong and friendly as it is in MFF.
It's just too big.
It's too big. Like, it's too much to take in. MFF was my first con, and it was great.
I mean, well, I guess we had to deal with Pittsburgh traffic. We didn't stay.
We just got grumpy, and we're just like, you know, we just got sick of it.
It's always the closing ceremonies that get you.
Yeah, and we didn't even go to the closing ceremony.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But I'm sure when I go to MFF this year, which I am going, if it kills
MFF me, is always nice.
It's more of a friendly community. Like, if you want to if you've never been to a con, start with a smaller con. Because, like, you know...
MFF isn't really small. It's like the second largest in the world at this point, I think.
Yeah, that's true. I remember it, like, recently had a huge jump.
It feels small.
It feels... Because it's, like, in one hotel, and, you know, you don't have to, you know... Because in Pittsburgh...
I mean, it's Midwest.
It is. Everyone is a lot more friendly in the Midwest. It's just kind of how it is. And a lot of people from the East Coast go to Anthrocon, so that's why... and people in the East Coast are just not quite as friendly as Midwesterners. It's just simple as that, you know. But anyways, yeah, MFF is a really good con to start out with. It's really good. It's so much more friendly. I mean, it's not to say AC wasn't friendly. It really was. But like I said, it just didn't feel quite like MFF did, you know. So anyways, that's just kind of how it is.
I mean, the guys in charge of... MFF, like Duncan and all those guys, they do a really good job of running it.
They do. They really do. And I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to going to MFF this year. And like I said, if you haven't ever been to a con, MFF is a really good one to start out with. It's really friendly. And it won't be, I mean, it'll be a lot to take in, but it won't be nearly as much as Anthrocon, you know, because the Dealer's Den alone was, you know, pretty big. I think the Dealer's Den at MFF.
You know what I'd like to do?
What?
I'd like to, you know, if my suit's ready, I'd like to go track down canines and felines, which was the charity for last year's MFF.
Oh, cool.
And
is it like an animal shelter or something?
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
That's a small animal shelter just north of Chicago.
Cool. We can go like see how they're doing, you know, and say, you know, we
check on the Midwest Furfest room.
Oh yeah.
Wing.
Anyways, yeah, that's pretty.
Say hello to everybody.
Say hello to everybody. And Chicago is a great town, honestly. Yeah. I mean, MFF is a suburb of Chicago. It's in a suburb, but it's still Rosemont. So it still has the big city element to it, but it's not, you know, in the middle of Chicago. It's not like downtown or anything. It's just a suburb, and it's great. Like it's perfect.
I can imagine even if it were downtown, it pretty much feel the same.
Yeah, it would. Downtown Chicago, I drove through there, and it's pretty awesome, actually. I really liked it. But yeah, let me ask you guys a question. What are your favorite furry things to do when you're bored, besides looking at artwork, because everyone does that when they're bored? But in the meantime, Hemtat Bear says, all furries can move to Washington State or Oregon and take over a county, sorry. You know what? That would be awesome. If furries just completely inhabited an entire county. That would be amazing. I would be so happy if that ever happened.
I know a fur in Washington.
Oh, cool.
I think Oregon. Or is it the other way around? I can't remember.
Still,
but he's in that area.
Yeah, in like the north.
He's a metalhead.
Nice. Yeah. The northwestern part of the United States. Trey McIntosh, who was an Otter, used to live up there in Oregon. He was born and raised in Oregon, so Anyways, we're someday gonna make
weed is legal there
in Oregon or Washington.
I think I'm pretty sure it's legal in Washington.
That's awesome. That is really awesome.
Yeah, it's also legal in Colorado.
Yeah, that I knew. Next time I go to Colorado, I'm not bringing any, but
RCFM.
What does that stand for?
Next year, Rocky Mountain Fur-Con.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's cool. We should go sometime just so that I can smoke weed legally.
Well, technically, you're supposed to have like a card to get it.
Oh,
but no, I don't.
Isn't that just for medicinal?
It's probably not going to be a big deal.
It's probably not going to be nearly as big of a deal as it is here. At least. But yeah, both states it's legal. That's so awesome. Any state that has
I think they have been looking into making it legal for recreation.
Yeah.
I don't know if that bill passed or not, but it's on the
you mean up there
the record
in Oregon or all over the country?
A bunch of different states.
Cool.
It was during Obama's re-election.
That's awesome. I can't wait if that ever happens. That would be so awesome.
In most states, it mostly went through. Some states it didn't. I can't recall exactly which states it was, but
I remember the day that it happened, like when weed was I think in Colorado it is legal for recreational use. That's what I heard anyway, and or at least it was. I don't know if they repealed it or something, because they were talking about repealing it right after they made it. But the day that it happened, my friend Andrew Presley texted me, and he's like, he just freaked out, goes, "Weed is officially starting to become legal." He said, "You and I are going to become weed farmers. That's our true calling." I was like, that would be amazing. Because then I know the rule of the dealer is never.
So how do we end up on this topic?
I have no freaking clue.
Controlled chaos.
Oh, we did it because Hematite Bear mentioned that weed was legal there.
He mentioned Washington, Oregon.
Yeah. So anyway,
weed is legal.
Let's go ahead and do the next furry topic, which was what it is. The furry things to do when you're bored. Which, let me think. What are some of the most fun furry things to do that I do? Besides when being a furry really has a lot to do with the imagination. Yeah. And when I'm alone and just have nothing to do, I am never bored. I've almost never been truly bored in my life because I have a very active imagination, despite whether I show it or not. And being a furry has really fed that a lot. And when I got nothing to do when I'm bored, I'll sometimes just explore this possibility, kind of just like be a furry philosopher, just to think about this for a while. And sometimes I'll talk about my recent thoughts on the podcast, and sometimes I just forget about it, so I need to start writing them down. But I do think about a lot of things, what it means to be furry, and exploring the possibility of there being anthropomorphic animals, all that stuff, and working on, to have a fursona in your head. It's something you can just play around with in your mind, and it's so fun to do that. Just have this creation that's all your own in your mind, and to see it, that's why furries love having their character drawn so much, and that's why they'll pay anything for it, because they get this picture of what it is in their mind, and if an artist accurately depicts that on paper, it's the greatest thing ever. I can't even describe the feeling. It's so awesome. Just seeing this character that you've played around with for so long in your mind and seeing it, it's so great. If you haven't had a commission, I strongly recommend it. There's a good one. Hematite Bear says, Second Life, YouTube, chat, Facebook, Anthro MMO themed. There we go. And, when we were over staying at Hematite Bear's house in southern, southwestern Indiana, in Terre Haute, we were playing furry D&D.
Yes,
furry D&D. It was really fun, honestly. which we need to get back on Skype and start doing that more often.
Yes.
When I ever get the chance, I need to start doing that. But me and Avon have recently gotten really into RuneScape again, so whenever I'm home, that's usually what I do when I got nothing else to do.
We need to get Kai and Hematite and Tony on Skype.
Yes, we do. I mean, obviously I can't do it today because we're going to be watching Harry Potter. But still, I mean, that's really... I mean, you know, it's something that was really fun to do. I was a fox thief, which, you know... Or rogue, I mean. A rogue fox.
You ran off.
I ran off because I was, you know... whenever I'm on a trip, there's periods of time when I don't like to think about anything.
Kai and Tony and Hematite are playing after the show tonight.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, if I could, I'd do it today, but, you know.
I'll probably just stick around here and do it.
Okay. Yeah, because you know, we'll be doing a post-show afterwards if you want to just, like, hang out in the chat room.
After I play a little guitar.
After you play a little guitar. Yes, Stryker is pretty awesome at shredding the guitar. I'm really impressed with his skills. His made fire skills. It's like his fingers are on fire. It's pretty awesome. I'm not going to lie.
People listening, people watching, start listening. Who would like to see Dante play a rhythm while I improvise a lead?
That would be pretty
fun.
With
him on acoustic, me and electric.
We just need to do a song, because there's a lot of songs that do two-part guitars, and I can do the rhythm, and you can, like, do there's the song like...
Don't think of other songs.
Well, no, I mean, I want to actually do songs on, like, the post-show and stuff, and we can both play guitar, and you can do the lead guitar, and I'll do the rhythm, and, you know, that'd be pretty fun. I mean, you know, we can also just jam and do improv, which, you know, is really fun to do, too.
2 words. Fuck covers.
Oh, come on. I love doing covers. It'll the more covers you do, the better you get at, you know, doing.
I mean, they're fine for practice, but
that's kind of what I mean. But the reason I want to do that is because me and my brother Ethan used to do that all the time.
Sometimes, you know.
And I haven't done it, you know, in a long time, and I miss doing it. We just sit there and just, you know, play a cover of a song just for fun, just hanging out, and, you know, and I would sing it, and it was fun. We do that around campfires a lot. We would do Simple Man and Time of Your Life, or it's actually called Good Riddance by Green Day. But yeah, this one, I don't think I'm going to read this entire thing. Seeking advice. Look at how huge this is.
That's an impressive block of text there.
It's a very impressive block of text. So let me see if I can.
That's what she said.
Oh ho ho! Ooh,
if you know what I mean.
Ooh. Told him it could help. Since I mentioned the furry fan and that, yeah, it's kind of just about a guy that's seeking advice on parents and fursuiting, where he's always been fascinated with fursuits, and his parents just do not support him being a furry. You know?
Well, that's kind of sad because, you know, parents typically, unless your parents are furries, you know, they're never really going to.
They're never going to
appreciate how much the furry community means.
Yeah, exactly.
I just kind of brought that up on a rant video that I uploaded to YouTube recently.
Nice.
Our parents just sounds like it's almost like a broken record. If you think about it. Yep. They don't understand.
Exactly.
They probably never will.
They never will unless they actually become part of the community. Nobody will if they don't become part of the community.
And if we're talking about parents who are closed-minded or conservative or some bullshit, let's say parents who have the mindset that one should not have their brain so open that their brains fall out, which is
that's ridiculous.
How does a brain fall out of itself? Really?
And that's funny. Hematite Bear says, get a good foundation under yourself, then move out and be you. That's a really good point. Like, just, you know, I mean, you'll have to...
That's the hardest part, is just getting that foundation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you'll have to be with your parents for a little while longer. You can't just... Unless you already have a, you know, financially stable, which is very unlikely if you're living with your parents. Then, you know, just move out and be yourself.
And don't be afraid to go ask for help.
Mm-hmm. Because remember that the furry community will do anything to help you out. And I'm not kidding. Like, Hematite Bear, had something going on with what the story we was telling, somebody from the East Coast that needed picking up because his parents kicked him out.
I don't know. Got most of the details, but basically...
Yeah, Hematite, you'll have to tell us again.
He drove...
all the way to the East Coast.
A really long fucking way.
Yeah.
And rescued the guy and came back home on fumes.
Mm-hmm. Just barely made it home and let the guy stay with him for a while until he got back on his feet. And I think he just, went and lived with his boyfriend or something. Yeah. His mate. But yeah, just, always keep that in mind. Furries will do anything to help you out. And, if it's a furry that has its own house...
out of gas and out of food,
furries will help you out the best they can. That's just how the community works. They won't ask questions. Just the fact that you're a furry, they'll do anything for you. Which is, they're friendly people and they'll help normal people too, but they'll do a lot more for furries.
And I recall there's another story where fur, right? Fur, the skunk.
Actually, I don't.
Oh, no, he's pretty well known. Most know him, but Fur. There was a furry who was his parents had he had just been offered a job with the help of the furry community, across the country, and each plane flew over there. And when he got there, his parents lied and tricked him into coming back. At which point he had no money left, and they kept him, and they held him against his will from that point. And Fur drove across the country to pull his ass out.
Wow!
The whole thing was on Twitter.
Holy cow! Oh man. Yeah, that's
people were saying, people who were following this on Twitter were, saying he's a hero, but no, bullshit. He's not a hero. He's a furry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly.
That's what furries do.
Furries do. They look out for each other. It's a really strong and very, very well weaved together community. There's no pulling us apart. We're all weaved together. Try to bring one furry down, and you have to deal with all of them.
You fuck with all of us.
Exactly what I was going to say, yeah. Excuse me. Hematite Bear, here's the full story. Well, not the full story, but this is the names. T. Otter. Oh, this is Tony Otter saying it. Friar Don in Alabama drove all the way to Chicago to pick up a fur that got kicked out by his parents and is now living with them. That's pretty cool. That's another story of, furs doing anything to help other furs out. Because all you have to do, you get kicked out by your parents who don't accept you for what you are, and, the community will help you out. It's just as simple as that.
Just recently, we had an example of, if your house burns down,
you'll be destroyed by a tornado.
Destroyed by a tornado, and
which happened in Oklahoma recently.
Yeah.
For those of you who haven't seen previous shows, there was a fur in Oklahoma that had her house destroyed, and immediately after that happened, all the furries within 500 miles got together and helped her clear the wreckage and just helped her out as best they possibly could with physical labor.
This fandom gives me a warm fuzzy feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it does. It's we pretty much described it in the best detail we possibly can. That's pretty much how it is. It's just such a strong community that they'll do anything for each other, and it's so awesome. And I pretty much go on this rant every single episode, but it's worth it. The community is literally the best thing about being a furry. It seriously is. I really love it. But yeah, this is
close this subject with a song.
You want to close the subject with a song? Alrighty. What's playing right now?
This is Tiara and Sam Ferrari sees and Icy wins, I believe.
Nice.
Oh, no, it's Shadow Strike. I was wrong.
Okay.
Shadow Strike.
Okay.
That's what it is.
Take a couple seconds to appreciate this awesome music. Anyways, I love that. But yeah, I guess we can kind of delve into the furry lifestyle and how you would define it. And that, like, because I've told people this before, I'm like, there's a furry lifestyle, and furries just live differently than normal people do. And they say, well, can you explain that in more detail? I'm like, it's hard to describe unless you've actually met many of them in your lifetime, which is what I've done. The best way to describe it, I guess, would be that they're the most open-minded people you ever meet in your life. And they really show it by, bringing everything... it's more of a anti-authoritative standpoint in the world, Like, they just don't want people telling them what to do and stuff like that. And people, they don't give a crap what people think of them, and they like to live their life as best they possibly can. And they really get to be themselves. So a lot of furries are just, bubbly and everything, but they're awesome. Like, I love furries that are bubbly. Because they're so much fun to hang around, because they're always on, they're always switched on, and it's so awesome. This is just kind of how furries are. They really get to be themselves, and instead of just doing that at cons, they do it their entire life, and they almost become a different person because they are a furry. And like I said, it's more of a don't listen to what everyone else wants you to do. Don't act like everyone else. Just act who you are. And a lot of people will just act. Depending on what personality type they have, they'll act more like their own persona more often than not, which, my persona is more of the just likes to relax and absorb everything that's going on instead of just getting involved. It's kind of how my character is, and that's how I am more than half the time, honestly. Yeah, Habitat Bear says, Tony Otter. Like not being in a mold, they like to co-create their own world. It's pretty much, that's pretty true. That's a good way to describe.
That's the key to happiness.
It is.
Create your own world.
Because I've always been most of my life I've always been anti-peer pressure. Just like somebody's like, oh, you don't act a certain way, you don't dress a certain way, then you're not cool. And that's the way most of the world is.
Being a humanist, it's like the complete opposition of, you only have one life.
Exactly.
On one tiny planet.
Might as well live it to the fullest. And this is, like I said, this is the best way to possibly describe being a furry, is that they don't, listen to peer pressure. They're very anti-peer pressure. They live their life how they want to, and they are how they want to. They don't change. Their personality doesn't change based on how weird everyone thinks they are. And it really bugs me when people are extremely prejudiced toward furries. They're like, oh, they're just kind of annoying. Well, yeah, because they're themselves. To anybody, anybody they meet, they are themselves, despite whether it's another furry they meet or it's just a normal person. They're always themselves, and it's so cool to see. And that's kind of how the furry lifestyle works.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Have we checked the emails lately?
Oh, I know I've got something.
You got something?
I said I forgot something.
Oh, okay. I guess we'll go ahead and check that here. Logger, cause and Convo, edit, post.
Okay.
That's Kai.
Kai. Kai says, "You guys are dorks. That is all."
From the Roo. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah, we like it when people send us emails like this. Puts a smile on my face. But anyways, looks like it's about 7:30 Central Time, and is there anything else anyone wants to talk about? Because I pretty much delved into all of the stuff that I wanted to talk about today. Kind of described the furry fandom. You know, we should probably bring back the segment. What did we learn on the show today?
What did we learn on the show today?
What did we learn on the show today? Let's see. I learned that you shouldn't feed little tiny foxes after midnight.
Indeed.
What did you learn on the show today, Stryker?
I learned to never trust your knowledge of technical stuff.
There we go. Yes.
Because your shit's always breaking.
My computer just is getting tired of everything and just decides, oh, screw it, I'm not even going to work today. I've learned that bandwidth is a very important factor in the video quality, obviously.
Yes.
And
although we're still trying to figure out what the hell the deal is.
Yeah, we're still trying to figure that out. I should probably call Mediacom. By the way,
it might be Ustream too. We don't know.
It could be. Because Ustream has been acting up a lot lately. By the way, little note for you guys: don't get Mediacom. They're a very unreliable and expensive service. The only thing good about them is their customer service. Their customer service is really good, but other than that, their service is just very, very unreliable. It always has been, and it's too expensive, and it says 15 megabits per second, but it's not always.
Well, let's deal with that's usually the case with most ISPs.
Yeah, but
they don't give you what they tell you.
Exactly, and it's just. Anyways, as soon as my contract is up, I'm switching internet services. I hate Mediacom. I'm sick of them. But yeah, anyways, it has been a really awesome show today. I will say so. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you're watching the recorded version, then thank you so very much for I guess the recorded version is only going to be the audio anyway. So thank you so much for listening to the recorded version. Also, if you're listening to Strike Pod Radio, we thank you very much for tuning into that. Whichever port you're using, we thank you so much for taking the time to open our, to let us into your home, I should say. If you enjoyed the show today, we would very much love if you would tune in live. It's just 5 p.m. Central every single Friday. Send us emails, send us topics, send us anything you want us to talk about, whether it be a shout-out or just, saying hi or giving us a topic, which is awesome. Really appreciate audience participation. And, you guys have been really awesome, and we're really glad you could make it. So we'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I have been your Foxy host, Dante Padfoot.
And I've been Striker Cheetahwire.
Thanks so much for watching. Death to Tyrants, and long live King Richard. Oh yeah, stick around for the post show. Just saying. What was it?
I don't know how I said that.
The code crashed.
Just giving it. Yeah, your stream just crashed hard. I don't know if anyone can still hear me or anything, but I'm just going to close it. Oh, that's wonderful.